Okay.
Maybe we have a no talk. Maybe we just make everything, no talk option, like a no talk barber.
Right. No talk. No talk lift. But in the case of the Zen thing, it must be good because like you go to a car lot, unless it's a Zen lot. When you go in there, they're going to try and talk you up on a nicer trim package, and in that case, they're not going to try and sell you on a different Zen, maybe, or I don't know. I'm not enlightened. I haven't.
Like upgrade your Mahayana.
Oh, sure. Is that Dutch?
That's Steely Dan.
Okay, sorry.
You look nice today.
California King.
Adam, what's your current haircut situation? What do you?
I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have I have baldness.
Yeah.
So I have baldness in my head. In my family, in my head. Okay. And so I discovered maybe a year or two ago that I should just buzz it, just buzz it. It looks better. It's better for everybody, really. Just save the awkwardness. And now I look back at footage of myself where I was trying to fashion a haircut out of my just really lacking head of hair, and I'm embarrassed for myself, and I apologize to you guys as well. So now I just buzz it and I feel better about myself, and I really like it. And even if I'm like buzzed with a balding head, like I still feel like it's a more honest representation of myself.
It's a powerful look. If you could say, if it's not, I don't know if it's been enough time for you to have distance from it, but when you were working with what you were working with, is it that you didn't feel okay? No, I think that looks terrific. You didn't have enough to like some people you can whip it into like a kind of like a fondant or something. Did you feel like you didn't have enough to get going with? I mean,
yeah, like a whipped. I like when it gets that kind of whippable, light fluffy texture.
Confection. Yeah.
No, I wasn't able to whip it. Like at some point, like 10 years ago or something, men started having short on the sides, like like more like handsome haircuts, what are now known as, I guess, like alt-right cuts. But before the alt-right co-opted it, it was just like normal guys who figured out what pair of pants to buy.
You go to the barber once a month. You're a scars guard. You know how to tuck your jeans in.
Yeah, the disconnected undercut.
But you're saying like an undercut, like a right wing undercut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you get like not Milo hippopotamus, but like that one guy who really likes to punch in the face, like that.
Right, that guy. Yeah,
give me that one. Give me the not hippopotamus.
Sure.
Give me.
So before it became
like
a parody of
kind
itself,
of, yeah.
Right. So I was trying to do that for a while, and I really shouldn't have. But now I've got it all figured out. I get to project all my hairstyle hopes and dreams onto my children, though.
Oh,
because
nice.
They have beautiful heads of hair, and I cut my kids' head. I cut their hair. Mm-hmm. I don't cut their heads, and my daughter figured out that she wanted like a pixie cut, like a real short pixie hairstyle. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and she loves it, and she loved it. And then she wanted to go a little bit shorter, and then I did that, and it was very much like a Mia Farrow, Rosemary's Baby haircut. And I realized that you really do have to style that and like keep it a certain way. But she would always she would look at herself in the mirror and then make it all go forward, and then she would look like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, and that is her preferred take on the specific cut.
Oh, in Germany they call it Zimpelfranzen. You get that nice blunt look right here that says you could upgrade my Zen pretty easy.
That's right.
What's the scariest? I think the scariest bang to do, like a shaggy bang, that's fine, and even a regular bang can be adorable. I am terrified, and this might just be because one of the scariest things in the world is adorable stuff done by scary people. Like, did you ever? I spent a morning getting lost once in public housing, and I was not surrounded by, but I was toyed with by a group of young men who were riding those incredibly tiny motorcycles around. which in any other circumstance would be the most adorable thing in the world, but is just the most. It's a scary experience.
That's menacing. It's urban
menacing.
youths on mini bikes, and they're just
much like that. That when you go with an incredibly short bang, I don't know if it's because the only people who have that haircut are like tattoo sadists and industrial DJs.
You got to be careful with a bang, you know.
You do.
But I also feel like for me, so much of the pressure is off. I realized that I needed to do something with my hair, and we didn't have clippers like I wanted to start doing my own hair, and so we had to use the clippers that we use on the cat.
Oh.
So these are cat clippers.
You have? I didn't even know people had cat clippers.
They don't work. It's useless. It's the cat. The cat is such a grotesquerie. She's basically
the cat
a knot.
Won't sit still.
An off-white knot that pees everywhere. The coldest, wettest pee ever. She's a total grotesquerie. But I have to say, the interesting thing is the first time we did it, and we watched some YouTube videos, and it was maybe a little ambitious, but eventually you put on the guard. In this case, my wife and my daughter took turns, grooming me. and just did number 3 all over. Now I've been experimenting with the flat top a little bit, but I have a tool for that. I have a comb.
That's great. It looks like you're going to get real angry about kids smoking cigarettes in the back of the shop class.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't watch my buddy's guy face down in Grenada for this.
Oh, deaths of a lesser war. Oof.
Don't you feel like there used to be like such a big deal of like you got to get a good haircut, you got to get the right haircut, and it always felt like there were such stakes, especially
Right.
like if you're dealing with longer hair, or as you say, with bangs, turf, or otherwise. But like the nice thing about this is like not to state the obvious here, but it just grows back. You look like a mess for a while. I don't cut the back because I can't reach the back. I might have a mane back here. I don't even know. I probably look like a zebra at this point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like that pressure being off. I feel bad for Judy. I know she'll have people to talk to.
Yeah.
Because she's very gregarious. She can ask other people if they're busy. But but it's one less thing to do, guys. It's one less place to go.
You know what? I feel really bad. There's one particularly. Really, it's a what's the word? It's a kind of pitiful, but in the sense of like you pity the person. Look, one of the new acquisitions of this year's San Francisco Giants is named Tommy LaStella, and he bats first for them, and he's fine. He's like a great utility infielder. However, when Tommy LaStella takes his hat off, you see him, and you're like, oh my God, what horrible brain surgery did Tommy LaStella have as a young man? Did he go through did he have a tumor? Did he have a terrible incident? Did he get hit in the head by a baseball? What happened to Tommy LaStella? Because there's a huge scar across the back of his head. And then you realize that it was an attempt at some point earlier in his life to do the hair transplant surgery, where they take that long swath of hair on the back of your scalp. They harvest it. They harvest, I guess, the live follicles along like a 1-inch strip, and they move those to the parts of your head, up on top, that are going thin. And I guess in the abstract it's supposed to work really well. However, if at some point you realize that this is basically an expensive hair subscription that I can never cancel, and decide to end your relationship with the hair robot, you then shave your head, revealing to all the scar that you have when you once attempted to robotically move your follicles around. I just feel because it's quite noticeable. Are you looking at it, Adam?
Yeah, we're
I sent you guys a couple pictures.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, and that's there forever. And so, it's just sort of it's a constant reminder that at one time you attempted a vanity thing that didn't work out.
Yeah,
Right.
I looked into it. I'm not going to lie, before I just decided to buzz it all.
Sure, yeah.
It felt like, it could have been a good decision in my life, but ultimately I think it would have been a bad decision in my life. And Tommy Lestrella is here for me to remind me of my good decision making.
He's a cautionary tale about in first.
Absolutely.
It's like, when you try and get out of Bain's prison hole, rise. You got to come up, and like you got to make sure you're doing it in the right way if you want to get out of Bain's prison hole. Where you watch the TV and they break your back, and I guess they fix it by, I don't know, tying a rope to you. It all seems a little bit, concocted to me. But like that's the kind of thing where like you get probably one shot at this. Now, Scott, when you're describing this hair bot that does the transplantation,
right.
But it's not completely like unattended. It isn't like there's just like Edward Scissorhand bot doing it. There's someone there.
I want to say, obviously there's a semi-professional, probably an associate's degree level technician. In fact, that's probably the sole remaining profession for which one might need an associate's degree.
Or like the equivalent of getting a master's degree for an associate's degree, where you become like a super beautician.
That's like I don't know what you'd call it, but it's an extra 2 weeks on top of your associates.
That's almost 6 weeks. Yeah. But then when you're done, you've probably gone through, I'm guessing it's a proprietary thing probably. It's like, remember when MRIs first came out and there was a guy in Tallahassee, I think his name was Raymond Damanian. He's like, hello, I'm Raymond Damanian with the only MRI machine in Leon County.
Oh my God.
I guess, yeah, but like it used to be a big deal, or like you go to like the dentist that has a certain kind of like on-brand tooth replacement.
Yes.
I'm a motivational speaker and a blackjack dealer, so my smile means everything to me. Like that kind of thing. Do you think it's proprietary? It's not open source. It's not like Stallman's running it or something.
It's what a great vein of kind of, what is it, technological showmanship you have just revealed for us. And it goes throughout, at least the 20th century. I'm thinking now of when one used to be able to go into a shoe store and put one's foot under the X-ray machine, under I think it was a fluoroscope. Is that what it was called? You could just walk into a store in, what was it, maybe the 40s, the 30s, and they would have a constantly running X-ray machine that you could just put your foot under to see the bones so that they could fit you better. To fit, Merlin. Jesus, come on.
Oh, right, okay. Because the Brannick device goes back to the 1600s. We have not seen significant improvements in the Brannick device. But on the other hand, you got a Marie Curie kind of situation going on for the boat shoes, and that's the 40s. Huh.
Yeah, so that was and I think I remember one of my teachers in elementary school said that it was one of her favorite things to do as a child was go in on the weekends and just hold her foot or her hand.
It's just
or whatever part fit.
You can just wander in. It's like a payphone. You just wander in and
I could be wrong, but the sense I got of these things. It was like when you remember when they used to like paint like radium onto watch dials so they glow in the dark. And the
people doing it, they do that.
Yeah,
like when you're
brush.
painting your D&D figurines, and you want to get a little point on it, and then you got another radium is in you. And who knows? Maybe it's a larger a larger diagnostic scene, a little bit like, I don't know, job fair, health fair. It could detect your pleurisy or your rickets or the grit.
Maybe they were thinking of using it in that manner. And I think what really it shows for our purposes is that those kinds of places you could put that on the map. You could say the first MRI machine in that particular Florida county is another example. But to be able to go in and check out a hair robot is kind of cool.
Man.
It's a selling point to a place. It's like Krispy Kreme and their little conveyor belt, like machinery on duty. Another example, not to overload us with examples, is that robot that makes glasses for you at the gin store.
Oh, sure.
Those are cool.
The gin store?
At the gin's brand glasses
like
store.
The genie? Or you're talking
conference,
about?
That's right.
I thought you were talking about a place where they make your alcohol for you, bespoke alcohol.
Oh, the gin store. Oh, that would be.
You're saying, if I understand
too.
correctly, you're saying that for this this probably made up person in your life at some point, that was a draw. Like you're going to go downtown.
That was a draw.
Yes, you wear your Sunday go to church clothes, and you're going to go X-ray your body parts. That's gonna bring a lot of people in. And if you are a Raymond Damanian, and you wanted to really, you take the dough, and it was probably a payment plan behind the MRI machine of Leon County.
Right.
But in any case, there's going to be people, especially, let's be honest, rubes from all over who are going to be pouring in to see Adam's proprietary hair robot. It's like Shakey's Pizza, except instead of ragtime, it's men with self-esteem problems, and Adam's there with his kid and play haircut and a white jacket, like, conducting, sort of like Ripley in Aliens 2, like, conducting the machine, and everybody's applauding. It could be ragtime. I'm not against ragtime. I'd throw a chop.
I like to go to the car wash that has the massage chairs that you put $1 in. And now I wonder, are you guys familiar with this? Why do they have massage chairs? I mean, obviously you wait for your car to get washed, but why is that the thing? And there's a row of them.
I'm not familiar with this.
I get, yeah.
I'm not familiar with this. Is that a common feature of your car wash where you take it? I mean, the car wash I ever go to is just the one behind the gas station that rolls over it for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Scott, I'm pretty sure I can send you to a place where, it's been a long time. If memory serves, there's a place not too far from where you live where you can go get the vibrating chair experience. I'm going to say Tan Fran Mall. I think Tan Fran Mall has that groove. They got that weird Philippine chicken, and they got a Barnes & Noble, and I think they have vibrating dollar chairs. So if you wanted to go see what it's like to wait for Adam's car to be dry, that's the place you could try that. But again, it's what people love today. I've heard this about the youth today, is that they love experiences. They're saving money because of COVID, I guess. They're not getting their mojitos, and there's a whole bunch of Apple Pay like they've been storing up. So if you could create the equivalent, and when I say a theme park, not a theme park, but really more like whatever you could cobble together, somewhere between like a boat show and a doctor's office, that I think people would love to go to that and pay for vibrations. But anything where you could bring people in, it becomes, oh gosh, it's endless. You could get your hair work done by Dr. Adam AA.
And,
or whatever.
I think one of the things that we've learned, especially recently when we've attempted to take some of our innovations and to formalize them, and we've been, let's be honest, roundly rebuked by organizations like the AMA. It may behoove us to try and go in a little more of a non-medical direction. This concept works in a lot of ways. Like I'm thinking of all of the places that one might take their children to a Chevy's Mexican restaurant instead of a other boring sit-down restaurant, because they have the maquina, which makes the tortillas.
They
so you
do.
go
They
and,
tengo maquina.
Well, they used to. I think Chevy's is now defunct, but
people love wearing that sombrero, Scott. It's very interactive. Adam, do you remember when we used to go out to eat? We'd always say it was your birthday, and I guess that was more funny for us than for you. But we'd always tell the waitron, "This guy's a special guy's birthday," and they come out and they go, "The sombrero you make from the pasta you fake," and they come out and they put that on you. Yeah. But really, what you're describing, Scott, it's my understanding. Like you pick up most patent medicine and you read the back and says this has not been approved by the FDA for any purpose.
Right.
You got total runway at that point. So if we had something that was like a World's Fair, but on a much smaller scale and not sponsored by like Etzel or something, if we had like a World's Fair. It's not, when we say medical anomalies, okay, maybe we could bring in some people who have some issues going on physically, but it could also be like you're going to see the newest technology, such as it is, the state that it's in. This is stuff from the future. This is like concept cars for your body. You come into this place, you're going to sit in the chair, and you're going to walk away with some extremely different hair. But it's an exposition, right? And we bring people from all around the world to Adam's. It's not a mall. You guys talk too much about malls, but something like that,
Yeah, I think what we're identifying here is that most of these services that we have to, as a matter of just routine, we have to go and have done or do. There are amusements associated with them. If you go to get your teeth cleaned, maybe there's a TV on the ceiling. If you go to the car wash, you're gonna get a back rub. I think what you're suggesting, Merlin, and I could be wrong about this, is more of an amusement center, an amusement park, where you go, but part of each amusement is that you get a service performed on you as a part of the amusement. If you're gonna go on the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, you're also going to get a teeth cleaning while you're there.
Or we could we could check your prostate in like a funny way.
Sure.
But and you exit through the gift shop, as they say. But so it's when we say it's not a medical exposition. It's more of a personal care road show that we could take from place to place.
I see. So like a roller coaster, but with also with liposuction, or
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
we could remove ribs, like whatever it is that you want to do. If it's inside the domain of the larger Domanian facility. Right. But then that could also be something we license to other people. But this way, we become a kind of incubator for some of the most cutting edge ideas that nobody's willing to make legal in a formal way.
I think this is a great idea, and I think if we picture it like a county fair, maybe level of, let's say size / mobility in case regulatory issues arise. There's a large fence outside, and then as you go in, very large letters that spell out the fact that the FDA is not reviewed, nor has science. We're a supplement. We're a supplement based. Legally, I think my point is, I think if we can position ourselves legally as a supplement, then we can do whatever we want once you walk through that chain link fence.
That's what we're saying when we talk about the medicaments. What you're saying is, on the medicaments, you get a license basically by saying the FDA made us say this on here. And so, if you read your ticket, if you're able to read, you're going to discover that like you've already agreed to all the personal care. It's AYCE personal care in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and if you can imagine making a pill bottle, as large as a parking lot, then people walk into that basically a supplement-based legal environment. So the FDA has not approved or reviewed anything that happens inside. Therefore, we're not liable.
It said that right on the building. If you read
said
the
it right on the
label
bottle / building.
Yeah, exactly.
The building size bottle.
Dads are going to pull over to see the largest medical disclaimer in Oklahoma or whatever. Like, to ball a string, take a dirt road. This is a place where I can go, and I could go to the Chevy Volt Paragon of blades. And when you go into that particular exposition, there's many exciting blade-based future things can happen. So there could be a circumcision or not section, because I know that's problematic to a lot of people. Haircut's not a problem, but also a haircut. What about a hair move? Like what if we do that thing like the baseballman, and we can move that around for you, but we could also cut up some charcuterie for you. People love food.
One of the great things is that we'll be sending a lot of people through this at once. So let's say your circumcision booth has attached to it I don't know what the word is for like an undo, but you could do sort of a transplant.
Recappers.
Like if you want to recap, you get somebody, you get a donor, you find a donor basically inside the large pill bottle who's interested in finally making the leap into the circumcised community, and then you match them with someone who's interested in undoing that particular procedure.
Like one person needs a kid. It's like the penny thing at the bodega. Like, take a kidney, leave a kidney. But also, like, if you're, like, God forbid, you're a burn victim, like, or a baseball guy, we could move different parts of your body to other parts. Right. Not like in a Dr. Moreau way, unless you would need to go over to the petting zoo for that. But what we're going to be doing here is we could take stuff like if you really like the way your thigh feels and you'd like that to be the front of your neck, maybe you got to call it chicken neck, and we could give you thigh neck. Inside the Paragon of blades. But, when we say that there's doctors there, we all thought it was really funny when you could study chemistry and be called doctor. Well, there's lots of doctors here.
I mean, I think what we'll say is, there's lots of doctors here statistically.
Yeah, like medieval studies and stuff.
If you have a big enough
guy knows a lot
group
about
of
Italo
people,
Calvino. He'll be doing your hair replacement.
I just think it'd be a really special experience to get on the tilt-a-whirl and come off with Alan's foreskin. I think that'd be really...
Yeah, it's a really good idea. Adam, how do you feel about this? Well, let me put it differently. I have to guess that you're extremely excited about this idea. My question for you is, what do you see your place in this being? I mean, obviously, Scott and I will strike a lot of the deals and do a lot of the biz dev. Like, what would you like to be? Do you want to be do you want to be the mascot? Do you want to be the face? Do you want to be the Domanian of it's not a county fair.
Well, I mean, we're certainly putting Adam on the billboards.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yes.
You know, with a sort of a frozen half smile, like woodenly beckoning to the world's largest pill bottle / state fair.
Yeah, I don't know. Does I'm not exactly the Walt Disney of this amusement park, but whatever Knott's Berry Farm would have.
Oh, Walt Knotts. You would be our Walt Knotts.
Yeah.
Did the Disney brothers? Did they have a Stephen Baldwin in the Disney brothers?
Let's see, if I remember serves, you got Walt, and you got Roy, and you probably have somebody named something like Eustace, who used to have courage to spend time in the attic.
Like everybody knows about Walt and Roy. I figured there's got to be
an animated mouse. No, that's a dead mouse. I'm Eustace. Like he could work. I mean, Carney's welcome. We're bringing in doctors. You know, doctors of literature. We're bringing in. But you know, the carnival part is exciting to me because that's extremely dangerous. So people's expectations are going to be already pre-leveled before they arrive at the what's it called? It's got the supplement. The supplement facility.
I don't know if we've I don't know if we've created a name for it. We've just created a legalistic framework.
Okay.
That's my.
Lawyers are doctors. They got a JD. You know?
That's
like
true.
JD Vance. Maybe JD Vance is there. You know, and doing his elegy.
Just a JD booth. Do you have any lawyers? No, but we have a continuous succession of men named JD.
You can just know it's a tableau, and you go there, and he's just extremely confused about which cutlery to use. Oh, I don't understand. Somebody explain to me. I went to an Ivy League school and don't understand a cocktail fork. Oh, I've been left out. No, you will not replace me. Yay! Good job, Mr. Vance.
I'm thinking of I would just love to see like a Diego Rivera style mural solely of men named JD.
Okay. Well, I would like to extend that to all guys with just initials for a name. You could get JJ Arms.
You PG Woodhouse.
JR Dallas. You get Pemington Gordon Woodhouse. You can bring all those folks in. And it's called but like instead of a Hall of Presidents, I don't know. But it's the kind of thing, you know, great moments with Mr. Lincoln, except in this case it's JD Vance pisses and moans about Jews. Coal country. He's got a whip. Oh. Maybe he does the Frontier show too. But the carnival, you can pack it up, right? You put it on wheels. A lot of those rides actually have wheels that you can still see on them. It's like, you know, like a joyful mobile home in a lot of ways.
That's right.
You know, but you know, I think if people would come from all over the place, we could do this at Tan Foran. Maybe that could be a pilot project. We could start this at some of our local malls. We got the what's called Stonehenge, whatever our mall's called here. Mm-hmm. We got the Stonehenge Mall just down the street from me. You know, they don't know what to do with that place right now. You guys are talking too much about malls, but the thing about our mall is they don't know what to do with it. They just built an entire cinema complex that has not even opened yet. They're putting in a Whole Foods, and now they're talking about turning some of the mall into housing. That sounds like just the kind of place that people would enjoy learning about supplements.
As usual, I think one of our goals should be to keep the idea as flexible as possible, right? And in this case, all we're saying is essentially that we can bring a very large pill bottle that is that functions to create within it an international waters level of government oversight.
You mean it's like riverboat gambling?
It's like, well, yeah, but it's supplements, okay?
It's supplements. It says that bottle, for legal purposes, we assume the bottle doubles as a binding legal document. Yeah, everything here now is a supplement. Nothing here has been evaluated by the FDA. Even stuff you brought with you thought had been evaluated by the FDA. This is a no administration zone.
So we can take that. We can take that large plastic fence essentially and wrap it around any failing institution, and turn it into a showcase.
It's like an embassy, Scott. It's like wherever, like when not Tom Cruise. What's the one with Matt Damon has to slip into the embassy, and get his stuff.
Bourne?
Is it similar here? Yeah, wherever I hang
Bourne?
my fence, that's my embassy. It's a similar idea.
Maybe.
So this is supplement land, and
We
we're
pretend
reclaiming
like-
it on. Yeah.
Some people, I think, could criticize us and say that these ideas are often fanciful or unrealistic. I read an article today about a farmer who, in attempting to plow his field more easily, picked up a stone and moved it 6 feet. In doing so, did you read about
I
this?
saw this. It changed the border, right?
In doing so, yeah, he according to a 200-year-old treaty, changed the border between France and Belgium. Who's fucking crazy now? France and Belgium?
Yeah.
I mean, all this shit's imaginary.
First of all, France and Belgium it's basically the same country. It's like thinking Wales is different. Like, really? Okay, fine. But like in this case, if a simple, hardworking farmer can change the international topography by just wanting to plow his field, I don't know if I want a J.D. Vance on my side if that's the case. I don't need that Juris Doctorate. Just kidding, Simmons. Rowling? Which one is she? She's the one that doesn't have bangs.
She's
J.D. Simmons.
She's the one we don't like.
Okay, J.K. Rowling. We got the just kidding Simmons. He would come.
Yeah, he'd be
J.R.
on
from
board.
J.R. Dallas. He would come. J.J. Arms, the guy with hooks. Do you remember J.J.
Yeah.
Arms? We have a pavilion for him. He can teach you how to fish, and then you eat for a lifetime.
Okay, I have a question for you, Adam. Were you ever a sucker for this kind of stuff? Like, I'm clearly a sucker for this. Like the machine that makes tortillas, the robot that cuts hair. Has there ever been any kind of marketing trick that has worked for you to bring you in? Like another example, the Krispy Kreme little belt, conveyor belt of hot and fresh donuts.
No, I never had any respect for that kind of thing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And I think it's very closely tied to me going to the supermarket and walking past the little rocket ship to put a quarter in every single time, and just kind of like looking at my mom and knowing that there was no way in hell I was going to be able to ride that shit. So
right.
I just associated it with the deprivation of that experience. So
the disappointment.
I would love to pull you out of that. That's horrible.
No. I mean, I would do the same for my kids as well. Like I would,
Right.
like
a
no way in
haircut.
hell I'm paying for you to ride that little vibrating.
My mom felt that
death
way about
trap.
Galaga. She thought it was so frustrating to my mom that I would spend quarters on video games.
Yeah.
It was.
It is.
But you didn't never like the
funny.
gimmick. You never liked the gimmick. You never sought out a gimmick. Like I would go to places just because it had a fish tank. I was a very simple person.
I just wanted.
I don't even like fish that much, to be honest.
I like it when the gimmick is the thing. I like a Chuck E. Cheese because you know what you're getting in.
Yeah.
That's gimmicks all the way down.
Chuck E. Cheese is an example of a perfectly and completely digested gimmick where the pizza isn't even. You're not even. You're
No
not there
part
for
of it
the
is
pizza.
good. The robots suck. The pizza sucks.
Yeah.
The hygiene, woof. But I think the
Right.
fact that they have a cavorting mouse and beer, let's be honest, is a big part of the draw. And then the parents can argue about local politics. Well, and you ever think about that though? You touch the joystick on a Robotron and then you eat some pie. I don't love that. I don't love that at all. I think people love gimmicks. I mean, again, what's that kind of architecture? Like not googly, or like when you get like a dinosaur at your gas station or something. It's not always that clever, but you could get a Paul Bunyan at like your paper towel factory or something, or the picnic basket people whose factory looks like a picnic basket. I think there's a name for this.
Limburger or whatever they're called. Yeah.
Limburger, or like a famous
Limburger,
Limburger picnic basket. People are gonna go even if they don't buy a basket. They're still gonna want to come and see this crazy building, you know. And for us, maybe we look into inflatables. You know, something people love bouncy castles, but like, what if that was a pill bottle that was also a legally binding document that you could go in to get circumcised or not? And it's on wheels, so you know it tucks away real easy. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor.
This has been You Look Nice Today.
Kenneth on a King.
Thank you.